Hello, Farlanders! My name is Kurt, and welcome back to Farlands or Bust! This is episode 771 of the series. I almost said this has been, and then so long. No, this is episode 771 of Farlands or Bust. Coming out on Wednesday, February 12th, 2020. We exit the hidey hole, grab Wolfie, rid of some unnecessary things, and continue west to the Farlands here in Minecraft Beta 173. That's right. We don't update the game from Minecraft Beta because this is the last version of the game to have the proper Farlands in them. At like 12.5 million blocks from spawn. Plus, I just enjoy it. It's a better version of the game, in my humble and often incorrect opinion. So yeah, episode 771, we're still raising money at farlandsorbust.com for Pause, the Progressive, I have to write this down, by the way, because I forget it every time. Progressive Animal Welfare Society, PAWS, Pause, which is where we, and by we, I mean me, where me got Juno, adopted Juno, my Australian cattle dog from a Pause rescue shelter. But as well, they serve the Pacific Northwest Seattle area in dog and cat rescues, as well as sick and injured wildlife they rehabilitate and release back into the wilds, which I feel like is kind of a little bit above and beyond, say, standard rescue shelters and organizations. Give them a little bit of a different thing that they do in addition to the domesticated animals. Much like Wolfie here. You're a wild wolf. A dang wild wolf. Pause. I interpreted it as pause. Yeah, it's pause. I know, I didn't think about pause on pause. I think about him all the time, but not this one time. I didn't think about pause on pause when choosing the charity. And I don't think that I should have not chosen them based on that fact. I'm sorry, animals. You can't get helped because the name of the organization is too close. It's too close, man, to someone that we know. I'm afraid the money will go elsewhere. Indeed. So yeah, up to $652, if I didn't say that already. Thank you very much, everybody who continues donating, continues asking questions when you donate, giving me things to talk about on this long journey we have ahead of us. As I mentioned, I want to mention something else. It's been a while since I've debuted a new Farlands or Bust shirt, and this isn't a Farlands or Bust shirt, but I'm very happy about it and with it, and there's a little bit of a story that goes along with it. But over at the TeePublic store, which is in the video description below, and maybe I'll fix it in post. I'll do an overlay of the new shirt design. It's a very cool 77 Corolla transforming. That's the noise Transformers make. Into a Transformer. A bounding leap over the Subaru SVX. Rest in peace. No, it's still alive, just not here. A very cool design. And that's now for sale. It's kind of a retro, like an old Transformers shirt. Although I don't think I can, but I can't say Transformers. It's just a robotic car that turns into a robot man. And it's just Kurt J. Mac. I was debating about whether or not putting Kurt J. Mac on that at all would even work, or if I just leave it the art. But I decided to put Kurt J. Mac on it. Well, it's not even Farlands or Bust, technically, although Kurt J. Mac is Farlands or Bust. Is he? Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, it's very cool, and I decided to release it when the entire store is on sale. So like shirts, instead of being $20 are $13, but there's also like mugs and phone cases and pillows and bags and notebooks and stickers that could also be had, and those are all on sale as well. So I've launched it on sale, and the rest of the store is also on sale if you've been wanting a Indeed shirt or a Farlanders Never Die sticker, the skull logo and things, or a Wolfie shirt or whatever. It's all on sale right now. One for everyone in the family. So yeah, I'm very happy about it. And the thing is, you have the girlfriend to thank for this design, because she knew and had to listen about all my woes, my woes aplenty, that for like the past 2 years I've been trying to just get a Corolla shirt made. I just wanted like Corolla art for the 77 Corolla and like do some sort of, I don't know, retro or artistic font work with it or something, make it look like an old ad like when the car came out. And the artists I've keep trying to get a hold of and working with keep being all about it, and then they vanish. So I nearly gave up on it. So she had a friend that she herself commissioned to make this very cool artwork, and then surprised me with it, and that was fantastic. Like I'm embarrassed by how excited and giddy I got when she showed it off to me, and that I have a link to the artist's Instagram information in on the website, on the product on the TeePublic website. But yeah, I was very surprised and very excited to finally show this to you and offer it to you, and I'm excited to get my own shirts and stickers and stuff. So yes, that is that story. I'm super happy about it. It came about, we were just joking because we ended up watching on Netflix, there's The Toys That Made Us series, and one of them is Transformers, where they go about the whole how they got made and where the ideas came from and yada yada yada. And at the time I owned the SVX, and she's like, it'd be cool. Or maybe she even asked, was there ever an SVX Transformer or anything like that? I'm like, I don't think so at all. That'd be cool. That'd be cool art or something like that. I'm like, that would be very cool art. But then kind of dropped it, and I forgot about it until she popped back up with, here. She went ahead and commissioned it and said I can use it to show you guys and put on shirts and stuff like that. I'm also going to try to get it up on the European Spreadshirt, which is still up, by the way, because I know TeePublic ships from the US, and that might mean shipping is a little bit of a hindrance for those across the pond. But I do need to make some file size changes. Spreadshirt has a little bit more specific requirements than TeePublic does, so that'll be up there soon. But yes, the girlfriend to the rescue on that one. So I'm very happy. Very happy, like I said. It's very cool. Yeah. It's neat. It's super neat. It's kind of, it looks like, you know, the style of it is like in the old Transformers cartoon style. And it's just funny. Because it's the Corolla. It's my Corolla, the 77 Corolla. Little yellow Corolla coupe. It's very neat indeed. So yeah, that's there. I do appreciate it that if you know, you don't have to buy it, but anybody who does buy it or has ever bought any of the shirts I made, that's just kind of a very cool thing. Kind of a little bit of a byproduct of doing this, because I definitely remember starting YouTube. Everybody kept asking for like Farlands or Bus shirts, and I like put it off for a while until I did a Spreadshirt and got Six Alona and Rosie and other artists. I made my own designs to make shirts. Some of the weird, wild stuff that happens that you don't expect. Indeed. And now my cars are on there. And I have a story for another car story that I will share. In the morning. Wait, where's my bed? There's my bed. In the morning. And a transforming robotic Corolla man. Trademark. Let's get Wolfie back up to 100% here. Boop. There we go. So yeah, remember that time I had 3 cars and only a 1-car garage? Now I have 0 cars. Now I have 0. I have 0 cars available to me. Obviously, I sold the Subaru SVX last month, which went very well, and I'm very happy it went as well, best case scenario, as it could have been. Do I miss having the SVX? Sure, but I'm glad that happened, and happened with as little friction as possible. So yeah, down to 2 cars. Then I got rear-ended in the Subaru Crosstrek, my daily driver, the one that I have had since Arizona. And that's been over a month of back and forth and missing insurance adjusters and just problems with that. And then, of course, I have the Corolla. Well, this last weekend was finally like the best weekend we've had as far as weather is concerned in the Seattle area. It's been especially rainy and gray. Like, I know, Seattle, rainy, gray. But like more so than ever. Like, rivers are flooding. Certain communities are cut off because the one road in and out is flooded and stuff like that. But this past weekend, Sunday and Monday, were actually dry, sunny, 40-something degrees. And I'm moving. I'm moving in with the aforementioned the girlfriend. So that means the Corolla needs to move with me. So I don't drive the Corolla in the rain. It's less about the fact that the windows don't exactly 100% seal and everything like that, more so than it's a safety issue. What with a small, light, rear-wheel drive, non-anti-lock braking automobile in the hilly, slippery hills through Seattle. So I'm like, all right, this might be the last sunny day before the end of the month, so I got to take it down. So I took it down on Sunday. It's a 60-mile journey. I stay off the highways because it does not go highway speeds. So it was like a 2-hour drive. That went fantastic. There was only one oh crap moment where I had to slam on the brakes because somebody decided they were going to do the same for a pedestrian crossing, which, yes, stop for pedestrians, but no, don't just like slam on your brakes. They're not jumping out in front of you. So yeah, that was Sunday. So yeah, I got the Corolla safely to its new home, and that's where it is. And then the girlfriend drove me back. Well, then on Monday, sorry, I'm seeing some chat about the jitter. No, the jitter's the same. Don't worry. We'll notice. We noticed this jump from 1 to 2 pixels. We'll notice the jump from 2 to 4 pixels. Don't worry. So then the girlfriend drove me back. Well, on Monday, the next day, Sunday, Monday, I finally had an appointment to take the Crosstrek in for getting the insurance stuff fixed with the rear end. And that was convenient. Since the girlfriend was around, then she could give me a ride back. So I did that, and they wanted to keep it, which is fine. But we were like, well, will the work be done before the end of the month? Because I'm moving. I don't want to move 60 miles away and then have my car stuck out here. They assured that everything would be done before then. I don't know how much to trust them. So, short story short, I have no cars now. The Crosstrek is in the body shop. The Corolla is down where I'm going to move, and the SVX obviously was sold last month. So I'm stranded. I have no mode of transportation for anything. We did a bunch of grocery shopping to make sure I had enough for like the week and stuff like that. But that's pretty funny. And of course, your boy Kurt J. Mack, when signing up for insurance, I think the last time I renewed my insurance was when I bought the SVX to add it to my account. I'm like, rental car coverage? I don't need that. I have 3 cars. If the Crosstrek is in a wreck or whatever is damaged, I'll just use one of my other cars. And then when I sold the SVX, I still don't need rental car coverage because I'll have the Corolla. If I really need to get out to the grocery store or pick up prescriptions or something like that, I can drive the Corolla. Except for this very specific scenario. This very specific scenario in which my alternate modes of transportation have been relocated to a different location, and also at the same time that was the first opening and only opening they had at the collision service to get the Subaru fixed. So yeah, boy, do I sure find a way to choose incorrectly. Save $26 every 6 months to opting out of the rental car coverage. But again, I'm perfectly fine. I don't need a car. I don't commute. So I should be fine. Like I said, unless like there's some dire situation that I need to be somewhere and only I can drive myself there. I mean, there's Lyft. There's public transportation, kind of. Not this far out from the city, but kind of. So yeah, that's fun. 3 cars? Too many cars. No cars? Not enough cars. Oh, that's just the way it works. That's just the way it works. That's just the way it works. Kind of just want to do a quick shimmy up here, but I'm going to assume it's not going to be as quick of a shimmy as I would have hoped. Indeed. Indeed. Rental car coverage. It's a scam! Ah! Wolfie knows. Ah! Oh, that's a pig. So, that's fun. That's been my weekend. But no, it's actually, my weekend was fine, because then yesterday went out on a hike. First hike of the year. We were like, is this the first hike we've gone on? We were going to do a hike on New Year's Day, which I did last year as well. But that didn't end up working out. And then it's been raining constantly. So we finally got out on a hike. Nice muddy hike. Got Juno out there too. A little 6-mile out and back situation. Yeah, and it was sunny. It was chilly, but it was sunny. Indeed. And I did just hear from the automotive place, the body shop place, that I should have my car back by the end of the week. They have all the parts. They did discover, however, this is me not knowing, you know, obviously the people who work at the collision place see collisions all the time, but they did notice that, and I remember noticing that, yeah, there was a dent and some paint scrapage on my muffler, which is under my back bumper. Apparently the muffler also got pushed up, and they were worried it got pushed up and into, like, where the spare tire is, the little spare tire well, the trunk area. But it apparently did not. It got pushed up and into the heat shield, which is a little piece of metal that hangs down to, you know, shield the heat from the muffler. So yeah, getting a new muffler, getting a new heat shield and bumper cover and bumper bracket. Fun times. And I get to pay my deductible because the other 2 people in the accident, their insurances are having a little bit of a disagreement about whose fault it was. So I get to pay my deductible, even though I was at 0% fault, and then I get to wait for my insurance to supposedly try to get money from them, at which point only then could I possibly have my deductible refunded. It's all a scam, I say. Right in the udders. So yeah, that's what's been up with me. What's been up with you? Aiden donated to the Pause charity and has a question. Aiden asks, I've been listening to the series for a long time and I have a question. Did you have a childhood pet? If so, what was its name and what pet was it? Well, let me answer that. A lot of longtime Farlanders are well aware of the main childhood pet of mine. But there were maybe a few more that we can mention briefly here. Let's first, though, sleep and continue in the morning. And a petness. I say, is Juno... Did you hear something, Juno? You just, like, sat up next to me and ears all in radar mode. Anyway, which way is it going? West. So yes, the childhood pet that means the most to me would be Speedy, the box turtle. A painted box turtle. I got Speedy when I was 9 years old. I think I was 9 years old when I got Speedy. See, my mom and my sister are deathly allergic to dogs and cats and other furry animals. They have very acute asthma and like literally deathly allergic. So we couldn't have any dogs or cats. Also, my dad is not a pet person. So even if they weren't allergic, I feel like that never would have happened either. So yeah, I had a box turtle named Speedy from when I was 9 years old, all the way up until the point where Speedy was featured on multiple Flobathons. Speedy lived all the way up until, gosh, when was that? 2015? 2016? Maybe even? I think it was like January 2016. I think. No, not 2016. What am I thinking? I'm crazy. 2014? I don't remember anymore. It was before I moved to Arizona. Anyway, Speedy. I had Speedy for over 22 years. I had Speedy longer. I lived my life longer with Speedy than I had without Speedy, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And she eventually died, got sick, wouldn't eat, and then eventually died. But yeah, there was a Speedy cam on, like, Flobathons, and there, if you look back in my YouTube history, I know YouTube isn't big on showing you videos older than 3 days nowadays, because that can't possibly be relevant. But if you look back in my YouTube history, there's a few, at least one. I know there's Let's Feed Speedy is one of the videos where we feed Speedy some mealworms and stuff and have some fun there. 2014. Okay, 2014. I was very confused. 2016 and 17 is when I moved to Seattle. I was a little bit disoriented. So yeah, Speedy, box turtle Speedy. Like, and for all I know, Speedy perhaps was 20 years old when I bought her. My mom bought her from like a pet shop. Looking back at it, I mean, I treated Speedy as well as one possibly could have, but looking back at it, just box turtles and the way they enter into the pet trade and industry is not a sunny picture. I think is it South Carolina? There's only one state in the United States that allows for capture and resale of live pet turtles, box turtles, and that's where they all come from. because then they're transported and sold all throughout the other states. So, like, unless you're getting a turtle or really any sort of lizard or reptile from, like, an actual breeder, you can assume it was taken from the wild and shipped in boxes on top of, you know, hundreds of other turtles and whatever. So yeah, that made me feel a little bit bad. But as a 8-year-old, 9-year-old, I was down with turtles, and I wanted a turtle, and I got a turtle, and had a turtle for quite a while. So yeah, had a turtle for quite a while. We had in elementary school, I don't know why, but we had like a project, like a little group project. We got lizards, little anoles. You know, those little green guys that have the big red flary necky thing. And then at the end of the year, like, one of us got to take it home, and I got to take it home in the class. But I don't think that guy lived for very long. It's a little tiny lizard that ate crickets. I had a lizard and the occasional goldfish. But yeah, otherwise no pets. Couldn't have pets. The first time I ever owned a dog was Eva in Phoenix. And then now Juno is like my second dog, but I'd only had like 2 years with Eva or whatever. So, yeah, no, not I have had a rather, comparatively to a lot of other people that I know, a relatively petless life so far. So yeah, that is what that was. Sad music. Sad music. So yeah, thank you, Aiden. Perhaps a new viewer who missed that. So yeah, everybody, go back and watch as many of my old videos as you possibly can, and leave the ads on. That would help me out a lot. So yeah, we did actually end up. Oh, I don't even think I told you guys this. No, I didn't. But yeah, I was super bummed about Speedy dying. I mean, like, heck, it's like your entire childhood personified in this creature. Symbolic, maybe, suddenly died. I did end up making a little monument for Speedy when she died in the Far Lands or Bust world. I didn't do it on camera. I didn't, like, show it off or anything like that, but I did make it. So it's in here a long, many F3 moments ago when it happened in 2014. Just like a little thing with a sign on it or whatever. So yeah, that's in here somewhere. I honestly can't remember. I think it might have been just a little turtle, or maybe I made the little. I still do have the little half log sort of house that I had in her terrarium that she would, like, you know, hide under and sleep or whatever. I still have that. I just put it like on one of my shelves in the living room, just as a little like thing. But yeah. Now that everybody's bummed out, way off the trail, had a question. Curious about what kind of books you have, since you say you don't ever read. You're not the only one. I have several thousands of them? Several thousands books. Are you sure you're not confusing the library with your house? Are you living in a library? They don't allow that, usually. Several thousands I've never read, but I'm selling them on eBay. Ah, is this a plug? Moving always makes me want to downsize. I get the feeling you've already downsized quite a bit. Maybe you were never upsized to begin with. I was never upsized on the books. I have some comic books. I have a lot of, like, drawing books. A lot of the books have been received as, like, gifts. Like, I was reading through the Powers series of books, of graphic novels, the graphic novelizations of the comic books. But I stopped. I can actually see. I stopped at book 8. I don't know where they're up to anymore, or if they stopped even. I have all the complete Calvin and Hobbes collections. But I also have I have old copies of like Catch-22 and Slaughterhouse-5 that I read in high school. I think we got to actually choose the books, so I read those 2 books because they were like similar and like you could compare and write an essay about them or whatever. I have a couple books that are signed. One by Phil Plait. He ran some sort of Twitter thing where he's like, "Here's a bunch of nerdy stuff I'm cleaning out," and I won it. So he like sent me a signed copy of his book and like a bunch of other signed stuff from his friends and Will Wheaton and whoever else. I have a signed copy of a Cory Doctorow book. I remember because I went to see him at a bookstore, so I bought his book and he signed it. Make that one out to eBay. But I also have like old books. I have a poetry book of what's his name? I forgot his name, but a poetry book. There were some pretty cool like space books, picture books about like the moon. And there's a similar book called I've talked about 100 Suns before. It's basically they took all the atomic testing images and like really reprocessed them with digital technology and like it's almost like art. It's called 100 Suns. And then there's another one by the same artist who made Moon. I think it's just called Moon, of the moon landing pictures and stuff. I have an old copy of a book from 1882, which I saw in a bookstore and it was cheap, so I just bought it. I'm like, this book is 100 years older than me. It's like Sophocles or something. One of those old-timey books. I just liked the way it looked and it was very old and it was neat. My pick broke. I'm gonna need new everything here. I don't have enough iron to make a pick. Such dire situations and straits we're in. No cars? No iron? What next? I don't know. So yeah, no, I just don't read them. I just don't read them. Like even the autographed books that I got, I don't read. I have like, Carl Sagan, Cosmos or whatever. That one I tried to read on an airplane because I also got the audiobook, so I tried to like follow along, but it still didn't work. Something's broken in my brain head book place. But yeah, I do downsize. Often it's like books I've received as gifts that I'm like, yeah, I don't really need this. It's neat to have books on your shelves, I guess. It makes you appear learned if you are not learned at all. Woof, Wolfie agrees. So yeah, thank you everybody. Don't forget about that new shirt if that's the sort of thing that interests you. There's a link below. They're all on sale for the next couple days. And don't forget to go to farlandsorbust.com to donate to Pause, our charity, and give me a question for the next episode to answer. This has been episode 771 of Farlands or Bust. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Kurt. I will see you next time.